must be at least a few usable parts in here. Aha! Hello there. You wouldn't happen to have found any usable parts in all this debris? Westport's stockpiles of replacement parts are nearly depleted. Fortunately, there's nothing here that's salvageable. Let's just say to fill Westport's needs. If you follow the... True enough. A few years ago, I couldn't have... But I digress. Was there anything else? Need to get back to my hunt, you understand? Yes and no, which has made sorting outward... Nor the troopers who should have been escorting them. These were stalwart defenders of the No! Some other unfortunate fate has befallen them. Unless I miss my guess, the center is... Say, you don't work for Antes, do you? This is beginning to feel... Fair enough. As I was saying, the Automech Repair Center is south of here. Regrettably, likewise, there must be at least a few usable parts in here. Aha! Ah, it's warped. Just like everything else.
Who goes there? By orders of Marshal Donaldson, no one comes or goes to the Automech Repair Center without a... What's your business here?
Now you've done it. Slowing down a ranking protectorate official is worth 10, 20 demerits if you're lucky.
All right, let's not lose our heads over... Marshal Donaldson likes to greet new arrivals personally. Oh, and fair warning, watch out for xeranium gas. We sprung a leak. Nothing too bad, aside from the headaches, nightmares, missing teeth, and headaches. One more thing. Don't cause any trouble around these parts.
Did the authorities send you? Did my torrent of messages finally What a relief. In here I thought myself dismissed as a loon. Ah, good. A captive audience. Money well spent. You must have spied. No one at the facility believes me, but I've seen it with my own eyes. Crabble numbers have swelled as they gather to defy us. A consortium, nay, an army! No, stranger. Thank you. With your confidence and support, I believe the Crabble threat remains strong, and together we will outlast the Crabble! Don't trouble me with Automech. Ask the quartermaster at the repair facility. It's getting better, I think. The Crabbles have seemed... Or maybe they're just biding their...
You seem nice.
All that matters is getting these Automechs to the Vox relay station.
But Marshal, we must adhere to decontamination procedures.
Oh, unfamiliar clientele. I was just lamenting the lack of new faces around here since supplies stopped arriving. And then you walk in. Name's Hazel. I'm sort of the acting quartermaster around these parts. You need any supplies? Talk to my friend the quartermech here. You'd think that a fully stocked auto-mechanical repair center would have automech parts, and 9 times out of 10 you'd be spot on. Trouble is, a bunch of supplies went missing recently, right around the time the quartermech completed a routine inventory. You're not implying the quartermech is somehow responsible, are you? I'd hate for the big guy to get in trouble. Fair's fair. Better to pay now than lose my favorite quartermech later. Delphinia's lab would be the place to search. We use it for storage, and our records indicate the supplies were present and accounted for.
Standard Earth Directorate protocol calls for a thorough grid search of the premises, Commander. Those parts are bound to turn...
Are you acquainted with Delphinia? She's a scientist on loan from the Vox Relay, helping with the Zeranium leak and all. Delphinia is... Anyway, she's very talented. Best of luck in your...
Greetings. State your business. All lull detected.
I see. Look, for now, just use the phrase
Initiate.
See you soon, I hope.
Might be wise to give that large gas cloud a wide berth. I don't think there's anything to gain by getting near it.
Give me a sec. Almost done with this work list. Another sealant failure? Amplifier requisition? I'm afraid so, and you were wise not to get involved. The Marshal is under a lot of pressure to deliver automechs to the Vox. If even a single automech steps out of line, it will be the end of me. Zeranium corrupted automechs, open fire on Protectorate soldiers, and I end up in the darkest bowels of mental refreshment. So, if the Marshal is a good man, but he values speed while I value accuracy. Neither of us. Hazel should get you sorted. She's right between the barracks and the main gate. Okay, you want to. She'll only be able to sell you our surplus.
Outsider?
What brings you to this fine establishment? Stay true, outsider.
Yes. Let's have a look at you. Another humdrum workaday ailment, no doubt. Normally, I'd say to ask the quartermaster, but he died. Failing that, I imagine you could ask the technicians here. One of them might know. Oh, gladly. What would you like to know? Zeranium is a crystal. Even in its raw form, it generates a... Zeranium is found in a liquid state. Refined zeranium is used to... However, it's also highly unstable and must be mined exceedingly carefully. Zeranium in its default crystalline state poses two risks. Second, in this gaseous state, zeranium is quite hazardous. Breaking down the concentration of the gas is a critical factor. A person could remain in a light haze for... Anyhow, I could talk about this all day if I let myself. Hope I haven't bored you unduly. Was there anything else I could help you with? Total avoidance is best, but try to get out of the zeranium as quickly as you can if exposure becomes necessary. Come to think of it, there may be some exciting new breakthroughs in the near future. Our visiting scientists next door...
Outer chassis sealant test number 14 is confirmed a failure. Zeranium exposure rate appears to be unaffected. Test model displayed standard overload-induced paralysis, then became atypically aggressive. Forced to terminate test model in self-defense.
Oh, yes, I adore interruptions. I was just saying, what's best for stoking... Now, what is it you want? Quite busy, as I said. And now, did you have some business here? Now that you mention it, there was one after several firm remonstrations, I told it the interior of this building is off limits while I'm... Oh, well, now tell me, are you familiar with zeranium gas? I haven't time to prattle unnecessarily, no. But my current project, I could speak at length about... So what am I endeavoring to create? A protective device that shields its wearer from zeranium's remarkably unsavory effect. Quite splendidly, if I do say so myself. The principal function of the device is confirmed operational. I merely need to work out some... Alas, while I'm occupied with inventing this shield gadget, I also find myself in need of assistance regarding its key components. Good, good, wonderful. As an added incentive, I'll allow you to keep one of the prototypes once the work is finished. So you be sure to... Now here, you'll need this apparatus. It's for collecting strays. Merely activate the device once it's inside a zeranium cloud. The one around the main... Try to avoid any fields of dense zeranium, or death is all but assured. Any questions? Well, of course, obviously. To that end, I'd suggest choosing a cloud of lesser density for your collection efforts. Lower chance of near-instant death that way. If you suffer prolonged exposure, assuming you survive, see our local medical officer next door. Normally, yes, but on the off chance that environmental exposure has altered the gas here in any way, I'll want to work with local samples. Ideally, the resulting shielding will protect against any gas, but since it's of utmost importance that it work on the gas here, I'll be calibrating against that. I believe that covers all the necessary education. Oh, so exhilarating to have a new subordinate.
Commander, I think the stuff is eating my lungs from the inside.
My little minion. I trust you've made progress in... What did I tell you? Perfectly safe. Either that or you tolerate uranium poisoning like... Should you suffer from any lingering symptoms of contempt. Now, on to business. The device already generates a field exactly as specified. What's needed now is something to help extend and shape the field around the... I require a component called a... You'll be pleased to learn there's one right here at the facility. You would imagine... Unfortunately for me, our chief mechanist, Woodrow, wasn't enthused... So you may have trouble getting your hands on the catalytic amplifier. You must have seen the large automech patrolling the interior grounds. That is... I'm sure he's just being cautious. Should Auntie's choice attack us, we don't want to be caught defenseless. No doubt he also seeks to retain an unspoiled automech, since the others are by now riddled with uranium poisoning. Good. A flexible mind's... Failing that, one last thing. The Dragoon must... Well...
Yes? Please understand. The original why should I follow their example by reducing our sole working Dragoon to a pile of unpatriotic scrap? That's a fair point. It's not as if they've come back to finish the job. All right, how's about we get the Dragoon situated? One catalytic amplifier as agreed. Not a chance. Donaldson has done... Be seeing you...
Well, any closer to obtaining the catalytic amplifier? Oh, superb! I'm almost tempted to... With this gadget, you'll be shielded against... Now, report to Marshal Donaldson, if you please. He's rather impatient to end this crisis so he can turn his focus back to the war. You do that.
Too much Spacers Ale? Try Auntie's Choice Pep Pills. Good for what ails you. Our Iffy Jiffy mail order division informs it is now offering the pen.
These new official announcements sure are confusing.
Why do those advertisements never stop?
That vacuous cacophony sets my teeth. Well, look who it is. What is it? Speak your mind. That is most excellent. Please, hand them over. Yes, we had what you outsiders call a deal. I promised you a means past the bridge and a way inside the Vox relay. There is wreckage from a crashed ship traverse. Tell me, do you already have Protectorate jump boots in your possession? That's what I knew them as. The official title is Personal Plasma Thrusters, I suppose. Wouldn't know much about that, but you'll find they serve a practical purpose here. I'll prepare a writ of conscription to allow you Sentry second class. Once you're inside, there's something else I need you to do. Something that would save many lives.
Cost-cutting measure. We're rushing it to market.
I can't offer you anything for it, but you've proven yourself hopefully, you'll return afterward and find Westport thriving. The Vox relay is, to my mind, a time bomb. Brigadier Montelli's lost his madness, I tell you. A brigadier doesn't act as judge, jury, and executioner. That's an arbiter's job. And even then, regrettably, yes. Yet I may have been branded a traitor, but I remain loyal to Protectorate ideals. Brigadier Montelli is a stain on the Protectorate's good name, and every moment he remains in charge at the Vox relay diminishes us. Good. I may not survive to see what occurs, but I trust you to follow your farewell now. Promise you'll return here if you can, to check in on my people and see how they fare.
Concoctions aren't supposed to taste good.
I'll say, it's like rotten fruit and decomposing.
Nobody needs go anywhere. It'd have to be catastrophically obvious this place was doomed, and incontrovertibly beyond my means to save it. Well, that's what's I have the aid of key pillars of our community. Despite that vacuous nonsense blaring from our loudspeakers, we are still able to see to our... I don't know. Look, I've entertained these fools. I have a brighter future in mind for Westport. One you can help with, in fact. Well...
Auntie's Choice Stay Hungry Meal Pack. Whoever said humanity can't exist on bread and water never met... Auntie's Choice Stay Hungry Meal Pack, featuring